Here you can clearly see how I've routed the first channel for the plastic binding. Now, just a bit of a tip is that because this veneer is running vertical, I believe if you don't scribe a line with a marking gauge or some type of cutting gauge as you go to router the channel out, that veneer will splinter. Well, it will splinter, I can guarantee you, because you can only have to try it on a scrap piece of timber with a bit of veneer on it. And ask me how I know. Believe me, from my experience, that will splinter. Maybe if you're lucky, it probably won't, but I'm not willing to take the chance. So I use a marking gauge, and I run that along there, set it at the depth. And I scribe a line, run it along there, scribe a line all the way around the perimeter of the guitar. I know you can buy better ones than these, actually have a blade in them from a woodworking supply store, which I do intend to buy eventually, but this is all I have for now. And then what I do is I go over it with the scalpel, this woodworking scalpel I got from Stu Mac. There you go, stumac.com. There's a plug for you, Stu Mac. And once I've made the initial scribe along the veneer, it leaves an indentation, of course, so it gives the blade somewhere to run along in that cut, or that bit of a trough or a channel. So you can run that along there and scribe and cut even deeper, but you need to be cautious. You don't want to really run off track and cut somewhere where you don't want to cut with a scalpel, or even cut your fingers off. So this is a razor sharp blade. What I do is I kept cutting until I could hear the fibres snapping as I cut. Then I know I'm pretty much through that veneer. So when I go to the router table, the router just flicks the veneer off and makes most of the cutting easy, and it cuts the channel out of the block board. If this was a solid piece of mahogany, if you were building a Red Special or any guitar out of a solid piece of mahogany, you won't need to do this because the grain's running in the other direction. But because it's running across, it will splinter and will make your life a misery trying to patch everything. I've had to patch it in the past by means of cutting little slithers of veneer in certain areas and super gluing them in. And I might mention that some of the repairs I've done are pretty much invisible with super glue and accelerator. Once you put the black grain filler in, they're really very difficult to find the little repairs. But anyway, that's my tip. So get yourself one of these, put a new blade in it, use something like this to scribe your first line. And then I'll be back with a video on how I stick the binding on and the process I use. Thanks for watching.